Hello, this is Tim Reeves, the host for the podcast Toilet Talk. If you showed up for real, would we know you? Would you know yourself? I would dare to say no. Many of us have checked out years ago because of the pain. We are stuck in the past and the pain has stunted our growth. In some cases, we have substituted our pain stories with lies. This is where the concept of the Toilet Talk was birthed, an invitation for honest conversation to flush out the waste. So tonight, I have my wife in the studio with me, and we're still talking about painkillers. Today was interesting. I was talking to this lady, one of my customers, and she was speaking on religious pain and how she felt growing up in the Catholic Church. And she was like, she was one of the rebels in the family because she didn't necessarily agree with all of the rules and regulations. But she said it kind of, when you're a rebel, it kind of put you in a bad light in the family, for lack of a better word, because you're going against the tribe. So I can tell just talking to her, she had some regrets. You can tell how she was. She was still battling. She had self-doubt about some of the decisions she made, leaving the Catholic Church. And it's interesting how you can know from an internal place that you're doing the right thing, but because of years of tradition, you still battle, because it's like the knowing part of you was like, I know this is right, but the other part of you was like, the tribe is so overwhelming, you still questioning your moves. No, you said you was talking about why. What the question you just asked me, and I said the tribe represents your comfort zone.
I said, are we saying, when you say you have a knowing, but you know what's right, quote unquote, but you won't do it. So you have a knowing of what's right or what resonates with you, but we're basically saying their tribe is right, or they're the majority rules, so you'll go along with the majority because you don't want to expose yourself, or what?
Yeah, so that's a good point. The tribe, so that your tribe is your comfort zone, and your knowing is exposing. That's good. To know, when you know, you're gonna expose yourself because
Fear.
because you stepping out into the unknown in a sense.
Yeah, and it's fear. So
yeah,
we all
so
deal with fear.
So fears will keep you from stepping out into the unknown. Yeah, and because once you step out, you are exposing a place that you've never been, which is scary in itself, because it's like most of us, our greatness is tied to places we've never been, and it's land nobody else has charted. So you're the first one to do it. So that's scary in itself, because there's no instructions. Someone like Abraham, step out. I'm taking you. I'll show you a place, basically, that you've never seen. So you kind of like, where am I going? Like me, you always talk, and you let's just go. Let's just get in the car and drive. I'm always saying, where are we going? I gotta have an idea. I just can't get in the car and just start driving.
Why not?
I feel vulnerable.
But
But
every day you go out and you don't know where you're going, where
I
you're
do
going
though.
to. No, you don't know who you're going to face.
But
You're
that's
walking into some to people's houses and you don't really know what you're going to face. But you do it just automatically.
but you know what? That's crazy because okay, like when I step outside, like every day, like you said, I got different customers, and I don't know who house I'm about to walk into and what I'm about to face. But because it's mapped out, it feels safe because it's charted for me. It's like a map. I don't know these people, but just because I got a map or a chart, I feel like it's safe.
So I can have a map and all of the information of what I want to do. So why do you have to have like all the details of what we're going to do?
I'm trying to dig deep because that's interesting.
So what do you mean it's already mapped out for you? Just because you have their address? So I
Yeah,
can
I'm.
have a location. I'm like, okay, so let's go to Montana. What's in Montana? It's beautiful. Mountains. I see it on TV. And it's just like, just this vast area that I just want to visit. I just want to be out in nature. And I saw it on TV and it looks beautiful. But something in your head is like, well, I don't know what's in Montana.
I feel like I'm not in control though. I'm trying to tie this to what we were saying. Uh, this goes back to feeling exposed, and your tribe represent your comfort. So it's like it's like a level of control when I'm doing these jobs because um, I have their phone number. I know their customer's name. I have a general area where I'm going because I've been a lot of places in Michigan. So I may have never been to their house specific, but I have a general area of where I'm going, so it feels safe. But when you like go to like Montana or wherever, I feel like I'm losing control for some reason.
But it's not just Montana. It's just,
Yeah, I know what
yeah,
but you just threw Montana out.
yeah.
It could be in Michigan,
Right, like Saugatuck. You do
but
not want to go to Saugatuck.
I'm trying to get. I gotta dig deeper because there's for some reason. Uh, like I just said, I've been all over Michigan, but why do you feel exposed? If you say let's just go drive, and I'm like, where are we going? Um, Subconsciously, if it's not charted, I feel naked or exposed or vulnerable because I don't feel like I can control something that may happen.
What's going to happen? It's just like
I mean,
walking out. It's just like you walking out the front door.
I know,
Every
but
day.
the
Something can
possibilities
happen.
are the same. They are, I mean, literally the same possibilities. You could have the same thing happen just going somewhere you always go. I can go to the corner store. You can have the same possibilities happen as you would going to soccer talk. But in your head, you don't think like that. You think like, well, I know who's gonna be at that gas station. And you don't know what's gonna be at that gas station. But I don't know who's gonna be in soccer talk. It's crazy psychologically.
You don't even want to drive around this area. Like sometimes, because when we were growing up, we would all get in the car with my parents and just drive. We did not have a destination, but that was just something that we did. So we grew up doing this. and we enjoy just getting out of the house as a family and just driving. Just
You look
seeing,
hilarious with that mic in your hand. I just want you to know that,
just,
and it's not plugged up to nothing. I wish y'all could see this. Go ahead.
just seeing like areas that we didn't go to on a regular basis. It was new to us. So like now when I'm like, I just want to change the scenery. Well, where you want to go? I just want to drive around. And you're like, but where? And you will not. We've never done that. Well, maybe once or
We've
twice.
done that before.
But it's still like, okay, is this it?
After a while, yeah, I'm kind of like, okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go.
Or it's like basically areas that we drive around all the time. Like sometimes I want to just drive around Detroit, like see your like where you used to work. You used to work downtown Detroit, so you know the area. But it's like I want to just drive around Detroit and just be downtown.
I gotta dig deep because it almost feel like I'm wasting time.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's what it is. I feel like I'm wasting time because it has no purpose. So it's almost like guilt. Like what are you doing? Like there's no purpose in just driving around. It has nothing to do with the gas. I don't even think about gas, money, or nothing. It's just like it's just a waste of time. That's weird.
But it's a fear behind some of it though, like to go to a new place.
The new I realized that when we was on the road. The fear is it's the unknown. That's what I'm saying. Like this all ties back to you finding your greatness. Your greatness is in the unknown. So whenever you even think about that, it's like an instant fear shoots up. Well, I can't do that.
Be great.
Huh? No, it ain't. You don't want to be naked. To be great, you got to get naked. Some of us don't want to take our clothes off, exposed, because you got when you going after being great, you're basically admitting I don't know what I'm doing, but there's something in me pulling me, but I don't know what it is. Something's pulling me, and so when you start, you might get excited of the vision in your head that you see, but when you start going towards it, our nervous system is designed to protect us. So it's going to automatically start throwing stuff in your way. Friction to keep you from doing it. Like even me doing this podcast, I've been having all kind of crazy dreams of fear and just crazy stuff in my head. People jumping up the sky, shooting at me, parachutes, and R. Kelly, me and him wrestling, and I'm choking him. It's like, what in the world? Like, but it's really because I'm launching out to the unknown, and then I'm being judged by whoever gonna listen to this podcast. So you don't know how people gonna rate you. So it's fear. I mean, ultimately, the underlying thing, everything that we struggle with is fear. But when you put it in these different categories, you start trying to break down why. Like, why, man? Why am I? But to everybody has greatness in them. And the people that's succeeding are those that can kick through that wall and don't care how they look, how they feel, how uncomfortable it is. You got to be able to sit in that uncomfortable space and just do it. Like, I mean, when I started my business, it was uncomfortable. Well, yeah, of course, we was on the road. I was losing it. Man. And it's crazy because I'm on the road and I'm a owner operator, had my own truck, and I would have these moments where I say, I just want to go home. And I felt like I couldn't go home, but I was like, you could just go home. You own your own business. Just go home.
But you didn't say that to yourself. Somebody told you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Somebody had to tell me outside of me, you can go home. You know that, right? And it's like, oh, yeah. I can't just go home.
So what was that block? What were you? I know you were free falling, but what was in your head like, I can't go home right now? Was it something in your subconscious forcing you to stay out there until you dealt with whatever that fear was?
I think ultimately I didn't want to let people down
What people?
who I was contracting for. So that, and then I think part of it was me, because you wanted to be. I know you wanted to be out there. So like, I kind of feel like a failure in a sense. And that's every situation. When you first step out, you're gonna have that feeling of. I think Steve Harvey said that you're falling and that parachute not gonna open. Whenever you start trying to do something that you're not used to, you're gonna have those moments where you like freaking out, and you gotta push through it. You gotta push through it.
So what clicked? Was it just him saying, "Dude, just go home"? That you
I mean,
snapped
I
out of it?
think okay. He said that, and me, you talked about it. We laughed and all of that, but I still was dealing with it. And then I don't know. One day I started letting the enjoyment of what I was doing supersede the uncomfortableness. The excitement of it was feeding me more than I changed my perception. That's what it was. Cause I was having fun, but I couldn't even see the fun I was having because I was so messed up in the head, like freaking out. So I started letting the fun overtake the fear, and that's how I got over it. Then it's like once you do that, you forget that you was even afraid.
Wow.
You forget that you was even uncomfortable. Even like this, I launched my introductory show, and once I did that, I was like, oh, this could be fun. And then here we are. So it's almost like you get your answer in the doing. What's the one what's the one I used to say? Just be found doing. Once you do it, like you kind of get the answer. Like all that fear stuff just go away.
Like I used to say when we first started dating.
What?
Do something about it.
Right.
What was?
You are. That's because you.
Why would I say that?
Because I used to be talking about something. You'd be like, stop talking and just do something about it. Oh my God. Yeah. But that's it though. Like once you start doing, you forget about the fear. You're not even thinking about fear no more.
So do you think this customer is ever gonna break out of that?
I don't know. At this age. Nah, I honestly do because she's sincere. Like she's in search of something greater inside of her. I can tell. It was like really, how you talk to somebody and they talking to you, but they thinking really, like as I'm talking, she just kind of close her eyes and kind of head back like. She was like, she kept doing it like, wow, like man, if I could just break free.
Was she on the verge though?
Yeah. Well, what they say when the student is ready, the teacher will show up.
Mm-hmm.
just us having that conversation, she's getting her answers. So after today, she probably gonna be like, oh my God, it just put her on a whole different path.
And sometimes people just need confirmation.
Yeah.
Like, am I just completely off, or am I on the right path? So I think we all just want that confirmation, like of what that knowing is that we feel is real, or we should act upon it.
I just heard something that was pretty deep. You always on the right path. All roads leads to destiny.
But you need that confirmation. You're not just gonna do it.
Yeah.
And you might your path, even though it's always right, you might go left. Like you have a choice of going in either direction. Either direction is right.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, all things work together. So it's like you're saying, you can go left or right, but you still gonna end up in the right place.
But we still deal with self-doubt.
Right.
Because I mean, like her age, she's felt like that she couldn't do it, or she's doubted herself because her tribe was on the other side, basically.
Yeah. And maybe, like, because that's another part of the story, I don't know. Maybe she got ridiculed, and maybe some separation in her family happened because of her willingness to do something different. Because that happens too. Because you know, people go, why are you acting like that? Why are you? I mean, what? Why you can't just be like everybody else? Like, what's wrong with you? And then you start getting those shade shots. It's always gotta be one in the family, you know. But this has been a interesting conversation. Today was a good day. I always get excited when I meet some new people and we just talk, and that's what this whole platform is about. I just want to, open up a space for people to talk, and because you talk yourself to your answer, honestly. If you just keep talking, you'll find your answer eventually. My mother had a way of doing that with us. She wouldn't even give us like, you would call her and she was a good listener. So you just talk and talk and talk. And then by the time you're done talking, you're like, oh, wow, now I know what I'm doing. And she'd be like, I told you was going to figure it out. But she never really gave you advice. She just let you talk. So, but tonight, I'm glad I had my wife on, Dana. She came on here with her golden microphone and gave us a few words. So, this was another great episode of Toilet Talk. We hope you got something out of this episode, and we'll see you on our next show. Good night.